Icebergs, you remember those things? Yeah, well, I'm doing one of the hive mind. Yeah. By the way, I just want to say that this is not going to have any footage, or not, well, not that. It's going to have very little footage to accommodate it, so you're just going to have to take my word for some of this stuff. Members. As of current, there are around 9 to 10 members. I don't remember. But they consist of me, Anubis, Ishwai, Cheesy Frog, which is one of Anubis's friends, Dread, who you may know from Anubis's channel, Ishwai, our friend Dragom, and Lunarman, our friend Devin, who you guys have never heard of. The 3 most frequent members in this server that talk the most are me, Anubis, and Ishwai. However, Cheesy Frog comes in a close second, as she will often, just randomly butt in with something out of nowhere. Not that that's a bad thing, though. Personality changes. If you were to go from, let's say you're in the hive, which you're not. This is just a hypothetical. But if you were to go from the first message and somehow manage to scroll all the way to the bottom, you would see a drastic change in our personalities, since this has been going from 2020. But you will definitely see but I think the most noticeable shift in personality and behavior and stuff is in Anubis. He has changed a lot from 2020, from 2022 too. Yeah, I have too, and it's noticeable, but I still consider myself to be really just an evolved version. Anubis is an entirely different person, basically, is the best way I can describe it. The early days of the server. The early days are a lot less, they're a lot shorter, per se. Literally one of the only message, there's literally a day very early on in the server where Anubis just says my last name, which we're just gonna call Plant for the sake of this. He literally just says, Plant, join Roblox PC, and that's it. That was all he said. But eventually, once Anubis got banned from Ishwai's server, the Cheesy Boys, it eventually started to become more and more frequent talking, and that's where the most chats have taken place. Jokes. Basically, the cursed shit channel in the Hive has become a very edgy territory, per se. There's a lot of racist, sexist jokes in there, but it's all just jokes. We're not serious about this. Because it is all just a joke, and we're not soft like, most of our generation. I was born in 2007, by the way, so I'm Gen Z, so that's what I meant by that. Fortnite VC. The Fortnite VC in the Hive Mind is basically a VC that me and Anubis join where we talk when we play Fortnite. But a long time ago, Ishwai got a girlfriend, and he would just randomly join our conversations and just talk about his girlfriend. Which made Anubis upset. I personally didn't care. But Anubis didn't like it, which I understand, But he just made it private and made it so only people with the Fortnite role would be able to join. And since then, things have went back to normal. Ishwai is single again. Not gonna get into that. But, yeah. And Anubis just hasn't really bothered to undo the change, and it's not really necessary anyway. But, yeah, I don't think a lot of the newer members, or even the old ones like Lunarman, know about the Fortnite VC. So, if you were a new member and I hadn't told you, you would have no idea that was there. My old account, basically, is the account that I used to use for Discord, and it was the first one that I made, And the reason why I have since switched accounts and why it is no longer in use is because Ishwai helped me make it, and for some reason, instead of giving me the paper that had my information on it, threw it away. For some reason. I have no idea what his brain was thinking of when he did that, but okay, I guess. And he has... So I had to make a new one. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but he had to make a new one. I had to make a new one when I transferred the data when I switched phones and got a new one. So yeah, the old account's still there, all the messages are, and it's just kind of like a memorial in like a history thing for it. You can even see the first messages you can even still see the messages that were sent there. The Erie Peace series. The Erie Peace series is an old series on Anubis' channel in which he found a peaceful like scenario in a Roblox game and just this, but it was also somewhat eerie. I'll have the playlist linked somewhere if I remember. But yeah. And eventually, and he actually continued it. But at this point, it hadn't really been eerie. And I even made a few parodies of it. But I don't think this series is going to be continued. Because, one, he's most likely forgotten it. And two, with the Oddly Familiar series, there's really no need for it. And we have an entire channel, so at that point, it would just that's all what Anubis' content would be. And it would be repetitive. So yeah, there's no really a need for it. Dread. Dread is Anubis' friend, who you can see in the thing. The reason why he's on the second layer of the iceberg is because he never talks. He'll occasionally say like one word, and the longest conversation that he's had on it was when me and him played Arsenal a while back, but that was a really long time ago. Like, I think January of 2021, or December, or November. I don't really remember. But it was a while ago. I know that. But that was like the longest conversation that we've had. He's still in the server and will still occasionally say one-worded sentences. But yeah, he doesn't really talk much, which is why he's this low in the iceberg. The rules. The rules of the server have always been a bit spotty, and for some reason, and like not really, they're really confusing. Basically, the rules channel. It's called the amendments. For some reason, I don't know why Anubis decided to make that change. It was called rules at first, but he changed it for whatever reason. And at first, since his parent, he had like some very strict rules, like nothing inappropriate or stuff like that. But eventually, he got really let loose, you know, and just sort of let people do what they want. You know, we were allowed to swear and shit, and we were given freedom. And what in the hell? But yeah, he eventually remade it so that there were no rules, and then had no NSFW content. I'm going to say that for the sake of the video. But no NSFW content. Because Ishwai thought it'd be funny to post just straight up SpongeBob porn in the server, in the Curse Shit channel. For no other reason other than I would assume he was off his meds, which is what he said. So he had to add that rule back. But yeah. That's just kind of why this is here, because nobody ever really reads the rules, because there are no rules, except no porn. Yeah, that's why they're on this side of the iceberg. The Raisin server. The Raisin server is an old server that I used to be a part of. A YouTuber called Raisin. He has since quit, and I don't know if the server is still up, but I really don't care about going looking and stuff. Because I'm lazy like that. But Anubis one night while we were hanging out at my house, he wanted to join it just to see what was going on, and so he did, and he didn't like it because it was really racist, even though it was a joke. It wasn't actually racist, it was just a joke. But yeah, I'd like to see how that aged. The invite rule. The invite rule basically states that you have to ask Anubis for permission, and if you don't know, and if he doesn't know the person, then they're not allowed in the server. I find it funny because I invited Cheesy Frog, Anubis' friend, and she almost got banned instantly because he didn't know who she was. But yeah, you have to ask for permission. It's this low in the iceberg because we never have new people join, so this rule doesn't get put into play a lot. But yeah, Eminem memes. The Eminem memes. I can't speak. The Eminem memes channel on the Hive is basically just a channel for memes about the rapper Eminem. It was originally created when Anubis first found, I think, the rap genre as a whole, but his favorite at the time, and I think still is, like, his top rapper, Eminem, yeah, he just created an entire channel because he thought that they were funny and that they deserved their own channel. And it was really popular at first, but since Anubis has started branching out for other rappers, it has since fallen to the wayside and now only gets a few messages every now and then. It's this low on the iceberg because I even forgot that this existed. I've gone days on end while forgetting that this channel is an entire thing. Plant breakdowns. I've had a few mental breakdowns on the server. I'm not going to go into detail about what, but they happened very early on in the server's life. And they also happened in the Cheesy Boys, but I put it on the Hive Mind iceberg because I can. It's my video, I can do what I want. But yeah, we have this own server now, which is what it is used for, but sometimes I slip, but sometimes there are a few slip-ups, and I have a breakdown on the server. I put this on this list because I needed something to talk about for this. I needed more than two things. Rith. Rith is an old member of the server, and I guess former friend of Ishwai. They don't go to the same school, so I would assume that they don't keep in contact. But basically, this was basically a much more prominent version of Dread, I guess would be the best way to describe it. But he would talk much more than Dread, and his most common appearance would be in the Cursed Shit channel back when it first started. He has since left the server and no longer is friends with Anubis. Listen is left, but you can still see his messages and channels like Memes General and Curse Shit and Furries. It's exactly what it sounds like. I don't think this one needs much explanation, but basically it all started with a video that I posted that had that caption, and Anubis made an entire channel dedicated to it. It's like never used anymore. I think it's the least used server or channel in the Discord, as it has gone months and months without any messages whatsoever. It did get a few messages with Anubis' old friend that I would have put on this iceberg, but I honestly forgot about him. He was that obscure. So I'm gonna put him on the final level. But I'm gonna put him on the final level. I can make some changes. But yeah. So yeah, it was a very short-lived and non-used channel now, basically, though. That I remembered this guy because I only had 2 topics for this. But basically, the guy was, I'm assuming, a friend of Anubis. Like, he's really obscure. His Discord's been deleted now, which is why I'm just going to refer to him as the guy, but I don't remember his name. But basically, he joined the server one day, said a few messages at the start, was a big Arsenal enthusiast, which is the game that I'm playing right now. He's a big enthusiast of Arsenal. I still have him in my Roblox friends today. His Roblox name is Bandits. But yeah, he said a few messages in a few of the other channels. He has since deleted his Discord, and I don't know what happened to him, and I don't even think Anubis knows what happened to him. So yeah, just kind of overall, I guess, kind of mysterious, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good at explaining things. The security breach. One time, Anubis and Ishwai had a very short argument, but basically, one of our friends, who I'll just call Dak, basically, he got into the server and just spammed a bunch of shit. However, this event has been entirely erased from the Hive, because it was just really cluttery and shit, but yeah. Yeah, it's a really sad time, honestly, in the Hive's history, because, you know, it's sad to see that stuff happen. Garden. The Garden is my old server, like my own old personal server that I used to have. Back then, I opened it up for some reason to the public, for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, it was never used, and it only had one major event happen on it. Why are my frames so bad? But it only had one major event happen on it, and that was, we celebrated New Year's with Anubis and Ishwai, but Ishwai left because they had another argument, which was the final one for a very long time. But yeah, so and after a while, I just forgot about it, and so I just deleted it, because it really never really had that much input on it, and it was just really boring and lame. Kind of wish I had kept it up now, though, because I like to look back on stuff, and it would have been an interesting thing to look back on. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you for 302 subscribers, by the way. But yeah, be sure to stay around for some time, and who knows, I might make more high effort content like this.